Welcome back to HQ. And the big news out of baseball this morning, the Philadelphia Phillies firing manager Joe Girardi. The Phils off to a 22-29 start this year, less than ideal, putting them 12 games behind the first place Mets. It closes the book on 2+ seasons in Philly for Girardi with a record of 132 and 141 and no postseason appearances. Bench coach Rob Thompson will take over for the remainder of the season. The Phillies home tonight against the Angels in the opener of a 3-game set, having lost 5 of their past 6 as you look at the Phillies under Joe Girardi. So let's get into this situation and discuss a couple of other hot topics heading into the weekend with World Series champion Nick Swisher and Kenny White, a segment we're debuting today on HQ. It's Swisher and the Wiz.
Oh, let's go. Let's do this, Wiz. Are you ready, bro?
Oh, I am definitely ready to go. Opening day for us, and hey, I'm just so glad to be right next to a major leaguer. 13 years in the big leagues you played, 245 career home runs, amazing. You know, and I told you before, I watched your dad play because I was a Chicago Cub fan. He's got one record he holds more than you do: home runs in the National League. He hit 20 home runs in the National League. You only hit 4 National League home runs. He's got that over you still.
Yeah, he definitely got me over there, but he doesn't have that World Series ring, Kenny. He don't have that World Series ring, buddy. I bring that up to him all the time.
Oh, I bet. I was looking you up in 2009. You played with the Yankees. What a lineup you guys had. Oh my God. Mark Teixeira was the best hitter that year, but the lineup: Jeter, A-Rod, Teixeira with Cano, Posada, Johnny Caveman was on the team. You guys were amazing. Matsui was in the lineup. Cabrera, you guys were just loaded. That was one of the best lineups I've ever seen in baseball. That had to be a lot of fun that year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, overall, just to be able to walk in that lineup. I remember walking into the locker room in 2009, and I remember looking all around the locker room, and I'm seeing Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada and Andy Pettitte, A-Rod. The list goes on. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, am I in the right locker room? Is this the place that I'm supposed to be? But at the end of the day, to be able to win as a team in New York City, no better place to win on the planet. Also, somebody who lost his job today, who was at the helm of our 2009 season, was Joe Girardi.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna next I was gonna hit with you. It's a shame, and I was gonna ask you, best manager that you ever played for. Who's the best?
You know, it's crazy. Maybe I've had a couple confrontations with some managers that I've had in the past. Joe Girardi probably ranks right up there with myself. Listen, the one thing that I took away from him was the overall preparation for that night's game. And that was one of the things that I really learned when I got over to be a New York Yankee was how to become a professional. I'm a guy, I've got energy all over the place, but to be able to be honed in, reined in by those veterans as well as Girardi to put me where I was, I could not have thanked those guys enough. It's sad to see him lose his job in Philly, but we are in that world right now where we need an ROI. We need a return on our investment. And when you're investing that much money on a team year in and year out, you expect to see some results. Phillies haven't been able to do that. I'm not quite sure whether it's the injury to Bryce Harper, even though he still is absolutely mashing at the plate. I'm not quite sure what's going on in that locker room, but there definitely needs to be a little adjustment made, and the Phillies made that first step by getting rid of Joe Girardi.
Yeah, 12 games out of first place right now, 22 and 29. And they're trailing 2 teams, the Mets and the Braves in the division. They're 18-1 to win the National League and 35-1 to win the World Series. Do they have enough? Will a managerial change, can that spark this team? They do have 2 good starters at the top with Nola and Wheeler, and they do have a solid offensive baseball team. Do they have enough to make a run? Will that managerial change bring enough energy to that locker room that it can make a difference?
I'm a positive guy, and I'm usually always going to go with you on this one. But for this, bro, I don't think the manager's really going to change a whole lot in there. They've got some tremendous talent. I definitely think they are not playing up to their capabilities. Listen, Castellanos goes over there. Schwarber goes over there. You got Bryce Harper in the outfield. Come on, Alec Baum. I mean, the talent, JT Realmuto, the best two-way catcher in the game. So there's no way that you can't tell me the Philadelphia Phillies cannot compete for that division. I know the Mets are running away with that a little bit, but listen, at the end of the day, you need to have some starting pitching, and I think 2 starting pitchers aren't quite enough to get the job done over there. Do I think they are a better team than what they're playing right now? Yes. Do I think they are going to make a run during the season? Yes, but do I think they're going to compete for that division? I do not. I think moving forward, obviously maybe some moves in the offseason, maybe a couple draft picks come up, maybe a couple prospects are ready to play for you. Listen, Philadelphia has one of the best cities on the planet, blue collar through and through. These guys want to win day in and day out. If you've ever played in Philly or played for Philly, you understand the type of fan base that they have there. So I think for what they're going through right now, it's tough to see a good team and a great organization go through tough times like this, but maybe this is the calm before the storm. Maybe this is exactly what they needed to get themselves jump-started back in the right direction.
Yeah, you got that right. The city of Rocky Balboa. You're right. Doesn't matter what sport.
Baby, come on.
Doesn't matter what sport. That city is crazy for their sports. Yeah, right now my model says they're going to win 81 games. The Mets 95 wins. When they get Scherzer and DeGrom back, that's going to be an amazing team. The amazing Mets this year. So National League, Dodgers are 2-1, plus 210 to win the National League. The Mets at plus $4. Brewers at $5 and the Padres at plus $7.50. Who's your pick to win the National League right now?
Last year was such a different mode than what we're in right now. It seemed like last year nobody really wanted to run away with it all. But now all of a sudden you got the Metsies that are jumping out. You got the Dodgers who are absolutely running away with it. The New York Yankees in the American League. There are some rabbits in the race now, and if you let them get too far ahead, you're not going to be able to see them for long. So I think for everybody else, it's right there behind them. In my mind, the Los Angeles Dodgers, no doubt, hands down, not only with the starting pitching, but their overall depth they have in their roster. Dave Roberts, they have the manager at the helm who has been there before, understands his team, knows exactly what to do, and as well as the overall offensive talent. You got the MVP winner in my mind, Mookie Betts, who is just coming off a tremendous May, who has been absolutely hot as fire lately. It's been so much fun to watch him play. I mean, there for a minute in April, we were like, is Mookie Betts going to hit any more home runs? And then comes May, there was 12 of them. Now I think he's got 15 or 16 on the year. He's also got 51 runs scored right now, which is absolutely unbelievable. So in my mind right now, I think the Dodgers are the team to beat in the National League, and I think the Mets are right there behind them.
World Series nods, Nick. Two best teams in baseball. I have both the Dodgers and the Yankees winning 98 games right now. Can't argue if you think they could win 100. Dodgers right now plus 450 to win the World Series. Yankees plus $6. You can't pick them both, okay? Only one. Who's going to win the World Series right now? Yankees, Dodgers.
Oh, come on, baby, the New York Yankees, bro. Let's go. 28-time World Series champions, New York Yankees. Listen, man, I think the one thing that we've all become accustomed to is the New York Yankees have an Aaron Judge and a bunch of home run hitters right in the middle of that lineup. What we have not been accustomed to as of late, to have 4 or 5 starters that can go 5, 6, 7 innings deep in the game. And listen, bro, come on, talk to me about nasty Nestor Cortez right now and that nasty caterpillar he's got on his mouth. He's been absolutely so much fun to watch. And if you love anything about baseball, this is the guy that you want to root for. Listen, his ERA was like 14 point something a couple years ago. Last year, he jumped his ERA down to 2.9, got a little motion, got a little swag, grew out that caterpillar on his lip, and now he is absolutely dominating. So I think that's the one thing that keeps the Yankees a little bit above everybody else. They've always had the offense, but now with the pitching and as well as the defense being expressed, bringing in Trevino, who's one of the best catchers in the American League. Also bringing in Kiner Falefa, Gold Glove shortstop. I mean, listen, if you want to be strong on a team, you have to be strong up the middle. You got Kiner, you got Trevino, you got Judge in center field from time to time. I mean, this team can move parts all around, and as soon as Joey Gallo gets going again, it's going to make that lineup even more potent.
So Nasty Nestor plus 550 to win the Cy Young Award. Pretty good odds. The only two guys that have Justin Verlander and Kevin Gausman. That's pretty good company that Nasty Nestor is in right now. Hey, American League MVP right now. Shohei Ohtani still the favorite, plus 225, the reigning MVP of the American League. But Aaron Judge plus $3. You think there's some value there?
Oh, yeah, big time. I think that's the one thing that kind of keeps Ohtani at the top, right? I mean, he's a two-way guy. It's hard to really combat that metrically, especially the way things are valued now. But But listen, Aaron Judge, come on, man. I mean, we're talking about the face of Major League Baseball, the face of New York City, right? He's got his own judges' chambers in right field. I mean, he has absolutely done everything that he is supposed to do. Listen, I was a little nervous earlier in the season when he turned down that big 7-year contract. Listen, that probably takes him to the end of his career as a New York Yankee. But he decided to bet on himself, and man, oh man, was he right. To see the success that he's having so far this year has been absolutely tremendous. 6'7", 280 pounds, light tower power. But the one thing that makes him special is the fact that he can put the ball in play. Batting over 300 so far this year, starting to steal some more bags, which makes him a little more dynamic, a little more electric. Because if you're going to beat out someone like Shohei Ohtani for the MVP, you've got to do more than just hit home runs. And Aaron Judge is showing that he's the total player. Gold Glove defender, playing center field, left field, right field, wherever you need him in the lineup, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's able to do that for you. So in my mind, one of the most versatile as well as one of the most talented players that we have to show in the American League. So Shohei, you better keep it going, big man, because Aaron Judge is right on your tail, brother.
Yeah, well, hey, two-way player. Hey, you were a lefty. Were you a two-way player through high school and maybe even college at Ohio State? Did you pitch and play the outfield?
Yeah, quick little story time for you right here. The last time I pitched, I was in Ravenswood, West Virginia at the time. I was feeling pretty good about myself. I had a couple home runs under my belt. Decided to start that game. Was feeling really, really good. Threw 2 fastballs by the 4-hole hitter for Ravenswood, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to trick him right here. I'm going to throw a changeup. Next changeup I threw landed on the football field over there in left field. I drilled the next 3 batters because I really couldn't handle my my anger at that moment. Got thrown out of the game, and that was the last time I pitched other than 2009 with the Yankees in Tropicana Field at that point. So for me, no. Two-way stuff stopped really early for me. But to see someone with the sort of talent like Shohei Ohtani, hopefully he's one of those guys that can spark that fuel inside of a lot of our younger players to be able to bring more two-way players up. Man, that would be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he couldn't pitch, but he can sure hit, and he can pick winners too. So Aaron Judge is your pick on that side. I know you like Mookie Betts. I'm going to go with Mike Trout, and I'm going to go with Manny Machado. And hey, Wiz, Swish, this has been a pleasure, and we're going to have a lot of fun every Friday. We're going to be hammering out, getting some great information out there. I'm going to throw it back to Jeremy St. Louis back in the studio in Fort Lauderdale.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.